Well, it's late afternoon here, early evening. What a beautiful sunny day it is. Just have to admit, it's nice just to absorb it all. It was a bit too hot earlier, to be honest with you. But as I sit here now, just wonder what will come through for us to discuss. And what comes to me is money. Now, money is obviously something that us humans value very much. But just imagine, if you would, for a moment, that you was a higher sentient being from another planet. So I've lost half of you already, but that's cool. But let's just go down that road. And you landed on this earth, and you saw basically people enslaved by a piece of paper. And you're thinking, how? How is this possible? When really it is an archetype of power. That is what money is. When you think about it, money is purposes of either control and power. That's what it boils down to. Imagine if you could a world without money. Now that would probably blow your mind because it is so ingrained in us, so entrenched in our psyche that the mere thought of a world without money is just totally preposterous. But imagine if you was a being from another world looking down at us and you're thinking like, this is nuts. Are these humans totally stupid? I mean, to me, money should be used positively if you're going to use it that way. And I know it can be. Obviously, there are obviously charities and stuff are really nice for that kind of thing. But it's also used for hoarding and power. And unfortunately, that does seem to be rather prevalent in this world that we're in, especially in a capitalist societies that we have. And obviously, we're driven by the market economy. That is a hard fact. We all know that. But just imagine if you could that money didn't exist. You will think, no, that's crazy. Well, try looking at some of these old zombie films. I'll take you left field a bit there. But imagine now you've had a zombie apocalypse, and suddenly you find that money is no use to you whatsoever. What matters is a rifle, probably, and a safe place and a source of food, because you'll probably be on your own. But as I say, a little bit nonsensical way of looking at things there. But just imagine, if you can, that moment where money does not exist, and basically everybody works for a collective higher good. And I'm sure if that was an alien looking down right now, he'd be thinking like, we don't have this issue. We're perfectly function perfectly well with each other because we have a high collective consciousness that we work with. And that really is something that we should probably be looking to ourselves. I know it's a bit of a utopian idea, but one day capitalism will fail and we'll be left with a whole new way. And it's scary for some people to look at that because everything does kind of have a lifespan. When you look back over time, we used to have feudalism, that's kind of gone. Imperialism, obviously it still exists, but not so much to an extent that it is as it was a few years ago in the old Victorian times when there's great empires. Even the Roman empires, they all pass, they all go. They all have their own monetary systems or, their own systems of economy, and they fail. Capitalism will be one of those. To me, one of the best ways would be communism. Lynch me if you will, but the actual idea of communism is beautiful. It's just unfortunately humanity again corrupts it because we are left with kind of like despots in charge who become again inflated egos, like when you look back over time, Stalin for example, and even Lenin to a lesser extent, great idealists but just hopeless at actually implementing it, and we get corruption, of course. So unfortunately, it's not the system, it's the actual running of the system where it goes wrong. Democracy is cool, but even that's got its fallbacks, as we've been seeing with this virus. We're seeing like an ugly side of humanity, to put it mildly. But getting back to money, money is an archetype. We can either use it for good or we can use it for bad. But just imagine a world where that did not exist and we all work to a higher conscious good. How wonderful would that be? Kind of cool, isn't it? But in the meantime, we will carry on as we always will. And in this lifetime, and probably a few foreseeable lifetimes, I'd imagine. But one day it will fall. I'm certain of that. Hope that's piqued a little interest of yours. Of course, you don't have to agree with me. You could say, Gary, you're talking absolute nonsense, mate. That's fair enough. I accept your ideology. That's fine. But it's just nice to have a kind of think out of the box a bit, because I've been doing a lot of thinking lately. And by the way, guys, I've been working on my YouTube channel. I'll continue to keep striving away at that, trying to give you good content and some good helpful stuff on there, and some entertainment as well. That I'll do a little bit of poetry, short stories, and that kind of things. I like my writing and doing all that kind of stuff as well. And of course, I do the readings, tarot readings. And if you guys ever want to hook up for a tarot reading, because I do tarot obviously, and any other readings, give me a shout. I also offer the old distant Reiki as well at the moment, because hands-on Reiki, social distancing kind of make that a little bit difficult. It's like the courses and that I do as well. I'm just having to hold fire on that because the same principles apply. But in time, that will change. And then, yeah, for sure, if you want to experience a little bit of magic in your life, come see me. But in the meantime, everyone, I hope these words just make you think just a little. That's all I ask. And take your time and enjoy the break if you can. I know some of us are at work at the moment. I mean, I still have a little bit time off before I return to that fold. But in the meantime, enjoy the sun, think, and just imagine no money in the world. How wonderful would that be? Bye bye for now. Please like and subscribe.